We are infected with weeping fungus. We must kill others and sprint to survive. We are using the Ya Better Run mod today. The concept is simple. Sprinting, I'm okay. Standing still, I take damage. Using skills, I take a lot of damage. Using different skills, not as bad. M2, not a lot of damage. The shift, not a lot. The M5, not a ton. But every enemy that we kill will come back as a little fungus drone on my team. We start off with a couple of drones. We start off with a loadout of items. We have Drone Man. We have Weeping Fungus, of course. We got some fuel cells and a functional coupler. Items are as normal, but there are a bunch of other drones on the stage. I think there's 15 extra drones per stage, so we will be nabbing those up starting here with an emergency drone. We're also given for equipments Gubo, radar, and that is it. We have an extra slot that is not used yet, but the goal is to sprint, stay alive, not use skills unless absolutely necessary, and bring everything else onto my team to win. And you can play this with any survivor. I'm playing Acrid today because it felt on theme with a poisonous fungus, but you can play with any survivor. The skill punishments for using them are worse. So like engineers' turrets take a ton of health to put out, but obviously they're very strong for the challenge. But we're gonna have a lot of allies, we're gonna have a lot of items, we're gonna have a ton of drones, and we need to see, can we beat Risk of Rain 2 as an infectee of Weeping Fungus? We start off with 3 fuel cells, so I can pop my radar scanner pretty consistently and make sure that we get every drone. We're gonna pretty much full loot every stage, which is fine by me. My question is, every single time I buy a drone, do they go away? Because they're infected, right? Oh, that's interesting. Yes, every single time I buy a drone or get like an ally, like a stone golem, they are temporary. I think it's a 1 minute cooldown on them surviving. So I have to be extra careful. Items are going to be the way we get through this run. I don't know if our allies share the same items. But we start off with a lot of money on a stage, which is very helpful, which means we can loot quickly. Ooh, nice. Rejuvac wouldn't generally be a fan of that, but we already start with 2 bustling funguses. So our healing is going to be decent to start. We should be able to actually run through stages a lot quicker than usual too, because we have so much money. We don't need to wait around for enemies to spawn. I can just kind of sprint back and forth, get item, get item, get item. Let's go repulsion armor. Does that make the damage to me less when I stand? I don't know. Now we can scrap, but standing still is going to hurt, so I do this quickly. Oop. Did I miss? Oh, okay, okay. Yep. Oh, I used my bottle right then. Yo, this is crazy. Yeah, so the drones do die. I can buy them back, but every time I buy them back, they'll most likely be a little bit more expensive than what I had them the first time. So I don't want to buy every drone necessarily. Maybe there's a way to like keep them alive. Like, well, we can't really get bustling fungus now, can we? Come on, give me a big red out of here, or a good green. Guillotine out of that is not what I'm looking for. I should use my Gubo some. Oh, I forgot. Did not use F1. Literally do not touch F1. Oh my god, I'll die so fast. Oh my god. Yikes, dude. Oh, jeez. For some reason, Acrid's M1 does a billion damage, so I might even unbind it. I'm not gonna, because it's funny when I mess it up, but we have to make sure that we avoid clicking that at all costs. The amount of drones on a stage is genuinely insane. It looks, I mean, it clearly doesn't really affect the item spawns, which is very helpful, but the amount of drones is good because it's not taking away any credits. And the ally count? Very nice. We have a lot of allies right now. Very helpful. I'm loving the emergency drones everywhere. Let's go do teleporter. I feel comfortable enough to make it happen. All right, we activate, we swap over. We can throw out 3 Gubos just right off rip, so we're going to do that. I'm going to throw a Gubo, and I'm going to keep the last one just in case. We'll buy a drone back, and now we just kind of wait. We keep it slow. Right, I'm gonna be very careful about this. We're very weak and squishy. Beetle Queen's almost down already, actually. I mean, the Acrids are going nuts. Our green is Bandolier, and now we just have to kind of live. And the Beetle Queen's now on my team. Wait, every enemy we kill will end up on my team. Even the bosses. Will Phase 1 Mithrix end up on my team? What about the Phase 2 ads? I mean, they have to be on the team, right? I feel as though the beginning of stages is going to be the hardest part. Right when I jump in, I don't know if the allies will stay between stages, so I have to be very careful. And man, I cannot stop sprinting. Don't worry, I added on damage numbers. I keep forgetting to turn it on. Ooh, okay, some abilities just, like, take a bunch of health for some reason. I just used M5 just for fun, and I took a bunch of health. So I gotta be very careful. Sometimes it appears that they just do more damage than advertised. Now, do the enemies come with me? They don't. Okay, I only have 3 dreads. See, this is what I'm saying. This is going to be a tough start. Right off the bat, we have to gain all of our allies back, but we have a TC-280 on the stage. Only $350, actually. That's not that bad. Another one? Yo, it's worth. They're just not going to last that long, but it is going to be worth it. And now we have a golem, and now we can start to build the team. The most important thing, of course, is items. So as long as I can loot every item on the stage, that will help me. But I should mention, all of my stats are lower. Does this say? No, it doesn't tell you. I'll put all the debuffs on the screen. You can check out the mod, of course, for more detail. But we have a lot of debuffs for the run that I have to work around. Now, I can't say I'm not a little bit tempted to Mountain Shrine, right? I'd be lying if I said that. I'm gonna do it, and if it was a mistake, it was a mistake, but if we die, we're gonna die trying. And I wonder, because generally you cannot buy back TC-280s. It's not a thing you can do. But with this mod, I wonder if, because that's kind of the whole point, is when they die, you can buy them back. I wonder if I'm allowed to. Ooh, ATG added in. Not like the best Acrid item you've ever seen, but again, if my allies were to take my items, that would be incredible, but it doesn't look like they do. I actually can pop my radar scanners, like, kind of all the time. The cooldown is very quick. Primordial Cube is very nice. But I love that they've given me so many fuel cells. 6 fuel cells is nothing to laugh at. I will grab Newt because it is hidden in the corner, just so we can choose our next stage. This, oh, if I use, I see what it is. If I accidentally use an ability while it's not off cooldown yet, that's why I get huge chunks of damage. So I'm going to do it now. I'm going to use my shift and use it again. Oof, I like literally almost die if I mess that up. But if I can get a little disciple with this build, diabolical. Let's get Gubo out here. Did we gain? No, okay, I thought we gained more and more fuel cells. That is not the case, but it would be incredible if it was. Okay, I'm loving, poison was a good play here. We're doing a ton of damage because we're just stacking all this stuff up on these Stone Titans, and then we get Stone Titans on our team, and we're obliterating. Get out of here, okay? We are given... Yo, the guillotines gotta chill. We do not need 4. It is interesting, because the stage gets considerably easier as it continues. So the farther we are in a stage, the easier it is. The beginning is definitely the hardest part, which is a weird way to play this game. And it looks like we've gotten every chest across the map. Obviously a billion drones, but there's no sense in buying all of them. They're just gonna keep dying. No sense in dilly-dallying. Let's go. Oops, wait, hold on. Blue, blue, blue. Can I get there? Oh my god, I'm literally getting blocked. I literally couldn't even get there. Brother, could I get Scorched Acres? Oh, it's just not what you want to see. But free gasoline might not have been on Scorched Acres. Now, this is interesting. It's a drone scrapper. Wait, that feels busted. I feel like I should do this to every drone that I have. Because then I can just... I mean, I'm just essentially taking all the drones that are temporary anyway and changing them into scrap. That feels like a huge cheat code. Granted, they are very helpful to draw aggro away from enemies, so I gotta keep that in mind, but I do think I'm gonna dabble. Add another equipment. The equipments are actually really, like, hard to keep up with, but adding more to the mix is always a good idea. We get more Gubo action. Ooh, we gotta get more fungus with us. We gotta keep the mycelium going. Do not throw it off the map. I found this one and realized I had an extra scrap. Ooh, that was close, but we're good. I feel like we also go node here, just because we can. Nice. I think we're strong enough where that's not really going to be a huge issue, but, you know, you never know. Ooh, a red? Ooh, meat hooks is great. I'm also not really finding that many drones to use my strategy with, which I'm not really looking that intensely for them, to be totally real with you, which I should be. I think this is the last chest. I do kind of want this TC-280, so I'm going to grab it. Still $350. I think that's the same cost as it was last stage. Do the pre-spawned drones not change price? That's interesting. Either way we're going here, we're gooboing, 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 poisoning, and probably running. Wait, hold on. We send out every bit of missiles that we have currently from our missile launcher and all the equipments that we have. Ooh, ooh, oh, yep. Walked right into that. I am in a scary spot, but I'm just going to hang out because now we have a bunch of bosses on our team. And I'm just going to let them kind of fight each other. And we got to get the gasoline involved. So let me do this, and that is going to put everything in one little area. And then I do that. And then we do this. Oh my god, it's actually so hard to use this many functional couplers. It's so difficult. Beetle Queen is very close to down. I'm making sure I don't use anything off cooldown by accident, and that will do it. My items are... Razor Wire's not bad at all. This is actually a pretty quick run, all things considered, in terms of, like, actual speed. I'm gonna do this with my missiles, because that's... I don't really... I like using my radar scanner the most. It makes it looting really efficient, which is what I was gonna say. We're at 22 minutes, and we're done with Stage 3. About 7 minutes a stage, much faster than I usually go. We are given Siren's Call, which makes Alloy Worship Unit... It's gonna be a little bit annoying, but also I don't really care, because we're going to have a bunch of allies, and if we do this correctly, we can get Alloy Worship Unit to help us fight the boss. That's, in a perfect world, that's what we do. I don't know if we're going to be successful in that endeavor, but I'm certainly going to try. And I keep forgetting we have money as we start a stage, so I need to, like, radar scanner and just sprint to every chest that I see. Ooh, I like the idea of Faraday spurs. On Acrid? Yeah. And honestly, I scrapped Warhorn earlier. Probably shouldn't have done that. Although attack speed, not very important when I'm not using my M1 freaking ever. We have a Void Cradle. That could come up with some good stuff. Okay, Faraday Spurs are actually bad because... I mean, I can just jump when I need to. If I go too fast, I want to stop sprinting and walk, but I cannot do that. Warring grows loud. I'm going to do ship and request form here. And now we can just do our typical... Alloy Worship Unit jazz. Did I do that to myself? Oh my god. Oh, we are getting more of the items every stage. Look, functional couplers we're gaining more of. Fuel cells we have 12 of. I'm throwing out goobos across the board. And we're going to do this. I'm going to suck everything into that one little area, and then I'm going to poison it all. We're going to let fire do its work. We have our 2 gasolines. Man, I really like having a lot of primordial cubes. I can genuinely just take everything and lock them to one area whenever I would like. Hey, everything, go over there. And then everything is just stuck there. And I have 11 more in the chamber. Okay, the M2 is getting more expensive to use. See that giant chunk every time I use it? It's not great. Now we have Alloy Worship Unit on the team, and our red is... Okay, that's not helpful. We already have Happy Mask everywhere. Yeah, I think every skill is actually getting more terrifying to use, which is a little bit scary. This is a terrible spot for Teleporter to be because I can't... Like, Alloy Worship Unit really can't help here at all, so I just kind of have to be here and let everything else do the work instead of Alloy Worship Unit. I am on a Primordial Cube right there. Hopefully fire gets involved when I do that, and everything just... Ooh, I used it off cooldown. Thank goodness we have 6 Weeping Fungus. And that is it already. Wow, we are actually really strong. Man, that is diabolical. And we are given a Gorse Tome. That's not what you want to see. And we still have a good amount of loot left to loot with our 3,000 gold. Plenty of gold, by the way, especially plus a blood shrine. So I will loot that when we're done. You know what I need? I need residual damage. I very much need unstable Tesla coil. That way I can just run around and do damage. That's why Little Disciple would have been such a good play had I gone there and got lucky. But chances are low, and we goofed it. And we are off to loot the rest of the stage. We did get Deus Ex Machina. Again, switching through all of these equipments is very difficult and a little bit tedious. I can't imagine we use it a lot, but it's an interesting item to have at our disposal. Oh man, we could have gotten a gun. Oh, actually no, I'm glad we didn't, because I wonder if Solus probes are, like, they die. Oh, wait, this is tragic. Wait, no, I thought that was a perforator. What is that? Is that Mired Urn? Yeah, okay, that's not that bad. Although it is residual damage like I wanted, but not that big of a deal. And we begin on Sky Meadow. Glad it's not helmets. That would have been more difficult to traverse. Yet here we are. Hey, with a TC-280 off-rip, is this another... Oh, a red printer. Happy Mask. Guys, what are we doing? We have another gun on the stage if we choose to go that route. We have no money, though. I think our starting money kind of remains the same no matter what stage we're on. So that's not ideal in terms of, like, how much money we have currently, but we'll live, I hope. We can hope for a Magma Worm on this stage to hit with the gun. We're here really early, though. I mean, we are 30 minutes into the run because we start with that money. But now, obviously we don't have any money, so this stage is going to take a little longer. And I am going to grab the second gun, just in case we get a really good chance to use it. Wait, I hear a Magma Worm. Do I? Oh my god, I do. Yeah, we're gunning. Okay, get the gun ready. I don't want to do it yet. I want to make sure the yellow item doesn't fall off the stage. Where am I safe to use it? See, that could fall. I want this to be a smart gun. Gun, there it is. Give me a molten perforator. Ooh, yeah. We just nabbed a sail star, which means we could, of course, look for a large chest to use it on. Get another red out here. A Dios would be quite helpful, because I am a little bit concerned about Mithrix, just given that we won't have a lot of allies in the team. Like, we very quickly... I just used it on normal. What am I doing? Because we're not going to have many allies when we get to Mithrix. We're going to have maybe a couple. We should probably loot a little bit on that. Ooh, we are out of equipment slots. We should loot a little bit on the moon. Not loot, but like loot enemies, if you will. Just so we have a little bit of an army. But Mithrix is going to be kind of a different beast, because we won't have a rotating door of enemies to bring on our squad. We got our... Well, we already have 2 ignition tanks. Oh, sweet. I didn't realize we had one earlier, but that's beautiful to get the ignition tank ×2. We have a pretty good AoE build right now, which I love to get with Acrid anyway, so I'm feeling confident at the moment. We have our Void Key. I kind of forgot about the Void Key. This could be huge depending on what it is. Okay, we gotta think. Probably Void Key again, because we already have the fungus, of course, and I don't think we need the crit glasses here. Yo, there's so much going on. Ooh, it's scary. We're gonna Goobo here, Goobo here, Goobo here. And I need to grab... Whoa, I gotta grab it. Oh, we almost died from that. I used an ability. I shouldn't be doing that. Okay, we are going to quickly grab the key to refresh it for next stage to try to find Polyloot or Plimp. We have a Fire Band, which is very helpful, although I don't think we can really do much with that, but I do love a Fire Band. We have some equipment so we can find still. And I think this is the last item. We'll do one last check to make sure the stage is clear. Obviously, a bunch of drones. Let me actually just buy... Oh, they're all turrets. I was going to say let's buy a bunch of drones right now, but I don't need a bunch of turrets. And teleporter is in this weird little corner, but that is okay. I'm feeling pretty good. Do we have a second gun? I think we do somewhere in this rotation. We do. Okay. Let's take cores, because, I mean, they're going to be good, and I don't think they'll go away. I mean, we have the item. So it'd be weird if the item was worse just because of the type of game mode we're on. So I'm going to toss some goobos in here, and we'll get this guy out. Yeah, once I have teammates actually helping me a little bit, it is very quick. Our item... Chronobubble. I think we have Deathmark. We have to at this point. Ooh, I'm just realizing. Deus? Wait a minute. Hold on. How do I stand still? Yeah. Deus is actually crazy. Okay. Good thing to know. We're going to use Deus and Goobo and Primordial Cube on Mithrix. Those are kind of our 3 go-tos, because we can activate Deus literally by standing still, and that's gross. And as quick as that, we are through to the final stage at 37 minutes. That is fast. And here we are, Acrid. Let's do this thing. Let's get our speed all the way up, and I think we should be able to pillar skip with this much speed and Acrid in, like, maybe a jump. We get our Faraday spurs locked onto 100 and do a jump upwards in the tree. Easily 2, maybe 1. The problem is, can we survive 2 jumps? I think we can because we'll be sprinting, so we'll heal, but look at that. Almost, I mean, I think it is half my health as I go. Oh, drones on this stage. Isn't that weird? I'm just gonna ignore you. I'm gonna pretend like you don't exist. How about that? Because this guy's not catching me. Look at the speed. Oh, I gotta find the void key, though. So let's keep in mind what we need to look for. Ship request form for a mocha. Splendid. Void key, void key, void key. Okay, I'm not seeing it, but we will loot the entire stage to make sure I can find it. And I can buy TC-280s up here. I mean, this is solid. We can get... I don't want to... I want them to be with me when I start Mithrix. I don't necessarily want to buy them yet. It's a little bit of a mistake. That's okay. Ooh, I found the void key. Beautiful. We got to thread the needle right through this gap. Beautiful. Okay, Polyloot or Plimp is what we're looking for. We're giving it. And there was a Polyloot printer, funny enough, over at Soups, but I don't have white scrap, and I don't really want to use 3 white scrap just for another one. I don't think it's worth it. Let's get our speed up to 100%, and we will jump. All right, we're at 100, so poof. Yeah, and the speed we got right now is unreal. Look at this. I mean, look at this. We can make it. Uh-oh, not too far. Nice, beautiful. And we are safe. We use Deus. We grab it. Now, I know we're taking damage. We get Goobo out. We jump in. I go thunk, thunk, thunk. 3 Goobos, and we rock. Am I going to be hurt during this? I am. Wait, this is not fair. This isn't fair. There's a cutscene. This is cheating. Mithrix, stop. Okay. We don't actually take that much damage. Now, we got 3 Goobos out. I just want to do... Yeah, okay. I got a lot of procs that don't do much because it's just acrid. I can keep throwing goobos as they die. I am in a weird spot because I don't actually have a lot that I can do to this man's other than Deus. Ooh, I shouldn't have jumped there. That was silly. Deus. I'm sprinting. I can literally Deus whenever I want, though. There we go. Okay, I had to really wait for that one to come through. Mithrax! There we go. Look at the little fire come out. We can just honestly maybe farm Deus a little bit and then heal back up. This is nice. We're doing a lot of damage here. Could I maybe hit Mithrax with my dash to proc Deus? That's probably way more powerful. Yeah, that's going to do a lot more damage than just a little M2 action. Look at the ATGs and Molten Perforator fire off. I'm going to let my drones do the rest of this phase, I think. Ooh, you're scary. Nah, I'm jumping at him. Eee! Okay. We take so much damage every attack. Okay, phase 1 is done. Yeah, I'm scared because if we use an ability, take half of our health, and then get hit by like that, and get hit by like a Mithrax hammer, we're cooked. Okay, we are enlightened, and I would like to do this correctly. I just want to go over here. I just want to have a conversation, sir. I'm going to do this. Bink. That's going to proc all of those on that whole hit. We're golden. I don't really know what to do here. You know what we should do? Is let's get our cube out, and we'll just do this. I want to kind of loop everything into this spot. That's going to do really well, actually. We're going to pull everything into here, and then we go like this, and then we go like this, and I can keep putting everything in the spot with more and more primordial cubes. Now I swap, go here, bang, grab this, whoop, and that should do a ton of damage. Look at the health bar. Drop, 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 drop. There it is. Yep, okay. That was masterfully done. I love a primordial cube. Now I can just kind of, I'm going to set Goobo out. Ooh, we're good. Okay, hold on. Goobo, Goobo, bing, 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 bing. Where's my primordial cube at? Where'd it go? Yeep. Mithrax, stay there. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. I don't want to go through these. Stay there. Stay there. Oh, I got to get up in the air. We cannot let that hit me. But watch this. Bink, bang. Now I do this. Oop, that's a lot of damage. Good. And now we just gotta play this out smartly. Let's get Goobo back involved. Want to make sure we have a Goobo out at all times. I would like 3 Goobo acrids out constantly, because they're gonna poison, I'm gonna poison, and we have to avoid pizza while sprinting, which should be pretty easy given our speed. I like this. This is smooth. Oh, that was risky. Nice. Good. Goobo. 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 Beautiful. Unfortunately, Mithrax did not join our team when we got him phase 1, which is absolutely devastating to me. But that's okay. We will survive. Mithrax is below 10k. We're getting close. We have a bunch of fuel cells, goobos, and jazz. So when we're not going to phase 4 skip, but when we do, we'll have all the equipments we need. So now, this should be simple. We're going to wait until he takes a lot of our items. I am going to triple goob. Can he not take my items? Wait a minute. Uh-oh. Oh, no, he is taking. It's just like the... Okay. We have Goobo, Goobo. I have 3 Goobos out. Mithrax taking so much damage. Wait, this is huge. That was really weird because it didn't look like he was taking my items, but he was. And let's grab our stuff back. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. You're a friend, though, right? Okay. You're a friend, though? Hi, Mithrax. He's a friend. Yeah, he's on my team. That's iconic. And that's all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at the final stats of this 45-minute run. And there we have the stats. Only 214,000 myself, 1.1 million from my minions. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Took 87,000 damage throughout the run, which is like a third of what I dealt, which is an insane ratio. This is a lot of fun, though. Mod link in the description as always, so you guys can try it out. And with all that being said, I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.